Hi everybody, this is Fanboy78 with a second ever WWE review. So a lot of people have asked me, why is WWE going downhill? So I'm about to tell you why. So here's my top 10 biggest problems with modern day WWE, starting now. Let's go with number 10. Alright, so have you ever had an idea when you think that something is a good idea but end up just being bad? Well, that's what happened when they combined the WWE champion with the World Heavyweight champion. It's just that there's just no variety anymore, you know? It's the WWE champion belongs to Raw and the World Heavyweight champion belongs to SmackDown. Now that they combined, there's pretty much no more difference than the two. So it's just like watching a rerun of Monday Night Raw when you watch SmackDown. Combining the champions was a good idea at first. Now you look at it, like, now most of the attention is on Raw, and there's like almost no attention on SmackDown anymore. This wouldn't exactly be a problem if they have a new champion that have SmackDown call its own, but they just yeah, it's just, Raw and SmackDown are pretty much the same thing at this point. If And plus, it's the gone of bragging rights. Like, it's one of my favorite pay-per-views to watch in WWE, but it's hard to watch when they're both the same thing. I mean, like, one side was red, one side is blue. Now they're both the same thing. Hell, even the ropes on the ring has the same color now. I feel like the WWE is getting lazy with their matchmaking. I mean, seriously, you have an awesome scenario, but yet you just make poor matches when you could do so much better with those. A good example of this is Rusev versus Dolph Ziggler. Like, that's just it. You could do so much more. What about in a mixed tag match? Haven't seen those in a while. A mixed tag match: Dolph Ziggler and Lana versus Summer Rae and Russo. It'd be awesome since they both have a huge amount of beef with each other. Come on, WWE, you're better than this. The superstars and the divas are getting stupid. You know how The Rock says, know your role and shut your mouth? Well, my catchphrase is for now, know your role and don't get your butt kicked. Two of the biggest examples I can think of is when Roman Reigns, despite him exactly not exactly coming up with a strategy with Bro Strowman, he just recklessly attacked them and he got beat up pretty bad. And another reason is actually recently, last Raw, what happened was that Team Bad was attacking Natalia, and instead of Natalia getting out of there, she takes on, decided to put Sasha Banks in the sharpshooter, despite them knowing that one of them can easily get up and attack her from behind. I mean, back then, WWE was like a lot smarter than this. You gotta know your roles, dude. This one's pretty much self-explanatory. More talk, less action. For God's sake, just punch someone. Alright, with this one, you probably should have seen coming. Number 6, The Authority. The Authority, I do not like at all. They, they show no respect to the Hall of Famers. They they always have the man. They always do some kind of dirty, malicious, underhanded trick to get their way. They even cause Daniel Bryan's injury. Another main problem I have with the Authority is that they just clearly overstay their welcome. I mean, on the in back in Survivor Series last year, you had the perfect opportunity to to get rid of Authority and bring a new era to WWE, such as AJ Lee, John Laurinaitis. You, the Authority, overstayed their welcome. You have a perfect opportunity at Survivor Series last year to get rid of them and bring a new era to WWE and SmackDown. And what you do the next month later, you have Seth Rollins hold them hostage and force John Cena to bring back the Authority. The Authority is bad. I mean, like, because the Authority, Daniel Bryan's out. Seth Rollins literally a spoiled child. Um, so what do you do? Just take away the Authority and bring a new era to WWE. When people like John Laurinaitis and AJ Lee, they only stayed for a couple of months. That's it. Now they almost stayed for 2 years as running WWE and Raw, and because they had the Authority, they they got rid of the general managers, which I really love, since they had two different general managers, had different point of views, and pretty much run their own show. Now with the Authority running both, it's pretty much the same thing, and they also make bad matches. This one's gonna be a little hard to talk about. John Cena, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, or Dean Ambrose. They always get all the attention, and that's number 5. The top superstars always get the attention. You know, we always see Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins or John Cena versus Dean Ambrose. John, WWE no longer has the variety anymore. You can always see the people like R-Truth or Rey Mysterio or Sheamus or Ryback. They could be number one contenders for the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Now you barely see that anymore. And because of that, the matches are getting really repetitive because we're always going to see the same match at the pay-per-view over and over and over again. And it's like really tedious and boring because it no longer has variety. I mean, you could give them a chance. You could bring back the Royal Rumble, the over the top ropes match for the number one contender, stuff like that. I don't know. What happened to all the matches? Like all these cool matches that WWE always does. They always have all these crazy scenarios, all these consequences. What happened to them? We had First Blood, tornado tags, steel cages, Hell in the Cells. What happened to them? Like all the only matches that they have now then are only no disqualification matches, and that's pretty much it. And and that's another reason why WWE is getting boring. Like you can't do all these exciting stuff, especially with a ladder match that only happens twice a single year. Like, is WWE losing its creativity? Remember my Nikki Bella versus Charlotte rant video? Well, that's gonna help me put more perspective into number three. The bad guys win more than the good guys. Beforehand, it was always balanced out. The good versus the evil, but there's always a yin yang feeling to it. But now, the bad guys are literally winning more than the good guys. And the best example I can have for this is Nikki Bella versus Charlotte for the Divas Championship like 2 months ago or so. What happened was that when Nikki Bella won the Divas Championship from AJ Lee, she used the most dirty, underhanded technique to win it. But then it was literally one day before she breaks AJ Lee's record and becomes the longest reigning Divas champion. But Nikki Bella tried to cheat it against Charlotte, but she won. But Charlotte pinned Brie Bella, the old twin magic. Um, so it ended up being via disqualification, and the rules for if during a championship match, if the champion was disqualified, there will be no change in the belt. The main problem I have with this is that after dirty handling the championship for all those times, it would have been so satisfying to see Nikki Bella lose it after being so close from being a record. But WWE doesn't go with that. Another example I have of this is when Seth Rollins held Edge hostage until John Cena brought back the Authority. The Authority is bad. I already talked about them like three numbers ago. But it would be so satisfying that their reign of terror would be completely over, but yet they brought them back because I don't know. Because of that, it's pretty much started how the bad guys are way more than the good guys. You're like trying to keep the yin yang, yo. Number two, the cool things are always reserved for the pay-per-view. Nowadays, SmackDown and Raw are getting really boring. But you never see matches like no disqualification matches, no last minute standing matches. All you ever see is just the same match, type of match over and over again. With pay-per-view, you always see ladder matches, hardcore matches, Falls Count Anywhere matches. My only guess is that they're only doing this for money. That's it. Just keeping this brief. And for the number one, this is the most biggest problem with modern WWE ever. Prepare yourself. Alright, let's say that you watch a video that's really funny, but the more and more you watch it, it starts getting dull and now it's boring. And you know why? Because everything is predictable. If you watch like the first 10 minutes of Raw, you already can predict everything that's happening. Even with the pay-per-view matches, like with the huge tournament that's going on with WWE for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, I predict that Roman's Reigns will win. But then, but then Sheamus will cash in his money at bank, and Sheamus is now the new WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and he's going to get with an alliance with Triple H and be the new face of the authority. And with everything that was on this list, it's the reason why WWE currently sucks. I mean, it feels like it's fake, and despite it really being fake, you know that it's really, really bad. Now, do I think this is permanent? No, I don't. WWE went through bad times before, and if you give it some time, I'm sure they'll get back on track. Okay, there you go. After this review, I'll finally start reviewing WWE Raw and SmackDown. If you want to see more of this, leave a like on my videos, drum covers, and my reviews. And make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Bye.